All right, welcome back to another Koenchi-shan Reviews. And if you followed my previous channel or maybe me on other platforms like Discord, link below, then I used to do a monthly manga I read. I did it at the same time I put out my monthly manga haul videos. And then when I was doing one in April, I was thinking to myself, why is it that the lunar calendar dictates when I can introduce to you awesome manga? And I thought that's like a little bit silly. Why don't I just wait till I finish reading enough cool stuff to introduce to you and then make a video recommending the stuff that I read. But this is all stuff that I've read recently. We have some horror, we have some gag comma, we have some retro vintage horror, and some other more contemporary dramatic stuff. So let's get into it. Alright, first let's talk about Kyukatsuki ga kuru yakata, or the castle to which Dracula comes. Actually, Kyukatsuki means vampire, but above it, in really small letters, it's hard to see there, it says Dracula in katakana. This is by Musshuu Tanaka. Musshuu Tanaka has a couple other pen names that he works under. For the Sherlock Holmes series he did in the early 70s, one of his early works, he went by Zenosuke Tanaka. And then for the Edo manga that he put out, he went by Prince Tanaka. But for horror, he goes by Musshuu Tanaka. So one thing about this Lemon Comics release is that, I noticed this in another Japanese blog that I was reading, that when you pick up Musshuu Tanaka's stuff, it's like picking up a big fat steak. Look at how thick this is. It is dense. Lemon Comics there. If you compare it to other Lemon Comics, like this is a Koga Shinichi release, much thinner, or an old Hibari release. This is a Kawashima Norikazu release. Still thick, but not nearly as thick as Musshuu Tanaka's releases. He doesn't have a ton of stuff out there for horror only, but he does have quite a few titles on Lemon Comics. This story here is about a girl who gets involved with a vampire family and the story that unfolds from there. Overall, it's a basic general vampire story, Dracula story. However, at the beginning it's pretty wild. So we find a familiar draining the blood of a virgin in Transylvania in order to revive his master, Count Dracula. Of course. So there's the virgin blood going in his mouth, and there he is, popping up. And the familiar tells him, unfortunately, you cannot return to your castle. You've been dead for 17 years, and it's just too dangerous to go back there. So the only place for him to return to, of course, is his native homeland of Japan, where he has a son. And the son is courting this young girl. The whole purpose of the Dracula side of the story is for his son to take over the family business of being a blood-sucking vampire. So that's pretty fun and exciting. But other than that, it's basically a general vampire story. There's a bunch of these zukons or little dictionaries throughout. You know, it shows like the different things like Dracula's teeth, or his red eyes, or how he controls the nocturnal animals, and these are scattered throughout the book. How to kill vampires, where vampires live, all these little like side notes from the story. So if you were a chugakuse or a junior high school student that knew nothing about vampires, it would be a great educational manga. Also, there's a family friend that shows up who, by chance, when asked about his daughter had died the previous year at the hands of a vampire. So he is on his life's quest to find the vampire that killed his daughter and kill him. And of course, that all ties together with this family as well. So that there is Musshuu Tanaka's Kyukatsuki ga kuru yakata. Another title that I picked up last month at Mandarake at Nakano Broadway is this, the Death Sanpo, Desu Sanpo by Seino Tooru. This is a collection of some mysteries and horror stories, of just a few of them. And of course, Seino Tooru is famous for Tokyo to Kitaku Akabane, which I've talked about in the past. It's kind of a comedy manga series that was also made into a TV Tokyo drama series starring Takayuki Yamada. He was also in like Crows Zero, like those Yankee movies based off the manga. Anyways, Death Sanpo is a collection of some short stories. I got really into Seino some years ago, about 5 years ago, and then around that time I got rid of all my books, all of my manga in between moves. I just didn't want to move anything. I was tired of it, and in there, I think this was in there, because when I read it, I was like, dude, this looks pretty familiar. First I thought maybe he just expanded on some of the stories that were in Kitaku Akabane, but I've read this before. Anyways, it was fun to revisit. I really enjoyed one story, which was this one, Akichi no Bakemono, the monster from the vacant lot. And we can see here there was some sort of a monster encounter and some vacant lot somewhere, but I don't want to give anything away. It's cool, it's fun comedy, it's a little taste of horror, reoccurring characters like the Thai woman that runs the snack named Juanita, joins him on one of his adventures. Seino Tooru, if you have a chance to pick up any of his stuff, it is fun. Alright. Recently, I also read some more Manga Taro. 世にも奇妙な漫画太郎, or Manga Taro is weird even in this world, which is my crappy translation. This is a 7-volume series, and he really goes off in this one. As you know, I'm a big gag manga fan, well, a Manga Taro fan. It's a gag manga, and man, lots of poop, and random violence, nudity, death, destruction, and jokes. They're all jokes, people. It's fun. Yep, some random violence. People always getting kicked and punched and blasted. It's a fun series. Or chased down with a chainsaw. People get skewered on trees. As you know, as if you're a Manga Taro fan at all, his gags tend to repeat over and over in a kind of loop, and that's what makes them funny. And it also cuts down on the number of panels he has to draw. One in here was the people getting blasted to bits by a truck, and that truck often then crashes into a wall and explodes, and that is looping joke throughout the series. But there's a bunch of other ones. This is Kusoman, which might have one of the best Manga Taro covers ever. Always gotta look behind that dust jacket, people. Never know what you'll find. I don't want to show you the inside of this because this is also just one looping gag over and over and over, so I don't want to give it away, but I got this for just 200 yen at Nakano Broadway, Mandarake. So check that out if you have a chance. And then finally, I got the warm and touching story, Heartful Company by Manga Taro. Heartful Company. This is a nice tale of a giant conglomerate corporation building weapons of mass destruction to better the earth. Or something like that. It's a wild story. This company is crazy, dude. And about the shacho, there's the shacho right there, the boss of the company. And the chaos that ensues. This is also a fun Manga Taro release. As I'll keep them coming because I still have a couple more Manga Taros I haven't read yet. This one was only 600 yen at Mandarake at Nakano Broadway. Anyways, that was Manga Taro reads as of recent. And yeah, let's move on. Also recently, over about a 2-week period, I read all 22 volumes of I Am a Hero, and its 3 spin-offs, and the anthology comics that were released associated with I Am a Hero. I'm not going to get into I Am a Hero, the main series, because there's other people that have already put out videos on it that do reviews much better than I can do. But I will say that I did enjoy it despite, and a lot of people didn't like the ending. Me personally, I didn't mind the ending, but to each his own. One thing that, they had the movie as well that was released and I watched on Netflix last year, but I hadn't read the manga, right? The movie essentially was just the first act of 3 of the manga series. Basically, the book 1 is, the first act is set in Aokigahara and in Mount Fuji area. The second act is in Hakone. The hot spring area. Then the third act is in Tokyo. Along the way, you also have some side stories. You have the story of Kurusu, the cult leader with superpowers, Takashi, the student that escapes his home, and Korori, who is our hero Hideo's ex-girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. Also, they're kind of rivals, but at the same time, Korori is Hideo's biggest fan. I think that they were probably planned originally to put out sequels to I Am a Hero the movie, and so that's why they put all of Act 1 into just one movie. But probably because of budgetary reasons. This happens in Japan all the time. They make something with the intention of making it into a series. It just never gets made into a series. Or, even manga series that just get cut off at some point. So, at any rate, that happens as well. But, yeah, so most of you probably know about the main series and don't know about the spin-offs. So, there were 3 spin-offs. The first one here is I Am a Hero in Ibaraki. This is actually illustrated by Kazuya Fujisawa under the direction of Kengo Hanazawa. I like the artwork in this one, and this is about a boy and his dog trying to survive the zombie apocalypse, and also his relationship with his kind of the family, and also his group of friends that had kind of grown apart as they'd gotten older. This was good. The art stays true to the story pretty well. Of course, there's zombies and gore. Next, we have I Am a Hero in Nagasaki. And this one is illustrated by Kensuke Nishida. And yeah, as you see here, it's about this girl. She's the captain of the archery club, and she is trying to be the hero and save her scaredy cat classmate. So I really enjoyed this one a lot. The artwork is good, the story is good, and it's kind of an I Am a Hero mini story from the point of view of the hero being a girl. And yes, and she's taking care of this boy rather than Hideo taking care of, the high school girl. Yeah, I like this one a lot. This is cool. And then finally there was I Am a Hero in Osaka. And this manga is illustrated by Yuki Honda. Of course, all these are under the direction of Hanazawa, of course. I really like this one too, but, this is a story of a couple trying to reunite in the midst of the zombie apocalypse. However, there's a bunch of scenes that pop up in here that I really didn't care for. It's like, they kind of screwed with the continuity of the story, like unbelievable things. But whatever. And then finally, my favorite of all these is the anthology comics. You can see the 8 artists all contributed a tale that's somehow related to the ZQN and zombie outbreak, but very different from I Am a Hero, the Hanazawa version, right? The first one, for example, is Etsuko Mizusawa, which is an ero or erotic art mangaka theme. So this is kind of a bubbly, weird, cute ero manga story, but it takes place during the zombie apocalypse. The next one, also there was Junji Ito story in here, which that was surprising. That was cool, I thought. And then finally, the one I really liked was Koji Yoshimoto's story at the end, because he worked together with Hanazawa, and he knows a lot about him. And then he also details everything that Hanazawa-san did to prep for writing I Am a Hero, including biking from Fuji to Tokyo, staying in a tent on top of rooftops, and stuff like that. So all of these I really liked. They're great spin-offs. I hope they become available in English or someone scanlates them and you can find them somewhere to read, because they're great additions to the I Am a Hero stories. Another mangaka that I really got into recently that's outside my wheelhouse of blood, guts, and poop jokes is Miki Yamamoto. I first read about her was introduced to her through Gleolia 2, released by Glacier Bay Press, which is a compilation of short stories previously not released in English, and she had one story in here called Family Restaurant. I really dug the artwork, I dug the story, I wanted to read more from her, so I picked up Sunny Sunny Ann. Sunny Sunny Ann is 4 stories, one of them being Family Restaurant. It follows this Ann, of course, our character. She's kind of a free-spirited lady, vagabonding around she gets in a kind of an incident that sends her on a journey, and these 4 stories are about that journey that she is on. I really enjoyed the artwork. I really enjoyed the story. It was a pretty short read, and I do believe that that's available in English. Her newest release is かしこくて勇気ある子ども, or The Clever Brave Child. This story basically follows a young couple on their journey to have their first baby and the anxiety that goes along with it. The artwork is cool. It's all in color, which I really enjoyed. I wasn't expecting that. The main character, the wife, she seems foreign in some way. I mean, Malala makes a cameo appearance in this. And I don't want to give too much away because I don't want spoilers, because I don't think that this is out in English yet because it's new, 2020. And things did not move quickly in 2020. And then I realized I was missing something from 2014. So let's see, this is 2012, 2014, 2020. Which was How Are You? And man, I really love this story. This story follows a young girl, and her relationship with the foreign lady who lives next door, who has a family. Tragedy befalls the foreign lady, and our story moves on from there. I mean, it was a touching story. I read it all in one day, even though it's 350 pages or so. And I was really moved by it. A lot of parallels between my experiences here in Japan and other people that I've known. So I thought that was just a heartwarming, touching story, and I totally recommend picking that up. And I think that's available in English as well. Definitely online if you dig around for it. So Miki Yamamoto, definitely recommend her works. Thanks for watching, guys. If you can find her stuff, then pick it up. Thanks to everyone who likes, shares, and definitely subs on my YouTube. Also, Discord. We have an awesome Discord page, which is fun. Everyone's super nice. That's where I got recommended Gleolia, was through our Discord page. So hit that link down below. Join us for some fun channels. And until next time, everyone, mate ne.